I'm Chris Savage, and this is Savage Circuits TV. Welcome to Savage Circuits TV. I'm Chris Savage, and since this is our premiere episode, I'll be telling you about the show, what we have to offer, and some of our additional resources such as the project website and discussion forums. This episode of Savage Circuits TV is brought to you by Sony Creative Software. Visit them on the web at www.sonycreativesoftware.com. Okay, so Savage Circuits TV is kind of like a video format of the project website in that the main focus will be projects. However, unlike the website, we'll be doing additional things such as tutorials and previews of products that are of interest to our viewers, hobbyists, hackers, tinkerers, experimenters. The details of each episode can be found on the Savage Circuits discussion forums, where members can get additional information, ask questions, leave comments, and feedback for us. On the show, you'll be able to see firsthand how the projects work and how they're built. Episodes will be released twice a month on the 1st and on the 16th. Episodes with the least significant bit set will focus on projects, except for the premiere. Episodes with the least significant bit cleared will focus on tutorials and other information, but may include a project or the second part of a two-part project. Okay, first I'd like to introduce you to our main project website. This is where all the projects are hosted. The main page itself is like an index where you can scroll down and you can see the various projects along with little thumbnails and brief descriptions of what the project is. You may notice that next to some of these there's a little bubble that says discuss this project. That's a link to the discussion forum, to the thread that covers that project, where you can provide feedback, comments, or ask questions about the project, since the project website is static and doesn't allow for any commenting. If you click on a particular project, you can see some details about the project. Let's pick something here. Okay, binary digital clock. So if we click this, this is going to take us to a page that gives a more complete description on what the project is and how to build it. As you scroll down, you'll see larger thumbnails of the individual steps of building the project, along with a description of what that step is. Clicking any of these thumbnails will enlarge it to the full size of 1024 by 768. And at the bottom of the page is usually where you'll find the schematic and a project downloads, which usually has the source code, the schematics, and if available, any PCB layouts. The main website also includes a photo gallery, a video section, a link to the forums, a link section which provides you with various links that are of interest to hobbyists and hackers. But at the bottom is a list of links to our various sites, like our YouTube channel, our Twitter channel, and even Facebook and MySpace links. Okay, so now we're going to discuss the Savage Circuits discussion forums. And these are here primarily to allow feedback for the projects, as well as to provide a place for members to come and post their own projects and talk about other related subjects. Now, if you look at the forum here, it's broken up into different sections. The conference room, this is mainly for announcements, forum feedback, general discussion. Non-topic discussions go on here. The next section is the laboratory, and this is where all of the projects related to the website are posted. Projects for the show, new projects, completed projects. These are the ones that are linked to from the Discuss This bubble that was on the project page itself. Moving down, there's the workshop here, and this has different boards for discussing electronics, microcontrollers and processors, robotics, hardware and mechanical. Code Monkeys is more for PC programming, including as it relates to communicating with your microcontroller projects. The circuit board, PCB design, and here's the two of interest to the various members who want to post their own projects. The member project workbench and the member project showcase. Now some forums have a place to post your completed projects and show them off, but we've also included the workbench one to allow members to post projects that are in progress so that they can get comments and feedback as they develop their projects, and then once they're completed they get posted to the member project showcase. Now there's also a break room section here which has a news desk, a for sale and wanted section, some tech humor for if you're bored, you need a little smile, and a test forum for testing your posts, avatars, signatures, etc. Now if we move to the Savage Circuits TV, we can see that there's a welcome message talking about the premiere release of the show. There's been some discussion on that, and episode 1 is listed as well as a brief description of what the show is about. Clicking on this link as well as future links will take you to the full description of what the show is about and any relevant links to any additional information about content discussed in the show. There's also a calendar which is available when you're logged in that tells you when the upcoming shows are going to be posted, and if you click on the link it takes you to discussion so that you can see what the show is about. As an employee of Parallax Inc., I'm in the position to be able to see new products before the general public is. In fact, I'm often part of the design team of those products. One new product that's in the pipeline right now is something I'm going to give you a sneak preview of. It's an industrial I/O board that has 8 optically isolated inputs and 8 relay outputs. Now, those relay outputs can be Omron mechanical relays, or they can be sharp solid-state relays. And you get to choose. I mean, there are 8 outputs, and the 8 outputs have holes on the board for the solid-state relays or for the mechanical relays, so you can pick and choose. The board uses standard parallel input and output to control the outputs and to read the inputs. However, there's also an SBI type interface on there using shift registers, which allows you to use less pins to control the outputs and to read the inputs. And you can use either or. So if you're kind of a novice at controlling this stuff and you just want to do high-low to control the relays, or kind of read the status of a bit to read the inputs, you can do that. Or if you want to conserve pins and you want to shift out your data and latch it to control the relays, or latch and shift in your data to read the inputs, you can do that as well. Okay, so here's the industrial I/O board connected to the PPDB, and I've got it controlling some relays here, 3 of them. One's turning on and off, the other 2 are pretty much static, just on, so you can see what that looks like. There's also an input wired to input 1 there, so you can see the green LEDs on. This header down here is where the connections are made to interface the board to your microcontroller. And here's the PPDB set up with just some jumper wires to provide voltage and the signals to turn the relays on and off. The relay power is actually coming from a 9-volt battery right now. I just had one handy, but you can use a 12-volt wall adapter that we sell. And this, the center pins here aren't connected. Those are the serial interface, like a SPI type synchronous serial bus. Now input 1's on. It's connected to my bench supply, which is set for 12 volts right now. The input's currently configured for 5 to 30 volt input. So we turn off the power supply, the LED goes out. Turn the power supply back on, the LED comes back on. This is totally optically isolated from the voltage on the PPDB. That's it for the premiere episode. Check back on the 16th when we'll have a tutorial episode which will include quadrature encoders and shift register usage, and how you can expand your I/O using basic shift registers. Often misunderstood, very useful. I'm Chris Savage. We'll see you next time.